we should now be live. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Chad. You are quick off the mark, aren't you? I'm just going to turn down the game slightly because I could barely hear myself think. I'm doing okay today. How are you doing? You're doing good as well. I'm glad to hear it. Hello, Berenson. And my day has been very good. I'll get into explaining that in a minute. But oh my lord, yawn came on at the wrong time. Okay, hang on a minute. Why is the music so loud at 40%? That's ridiculous. Right. Anyway. So today I want to start a sandbox park. Now, I have not abandoned the Din park I'm building, but what I want to do is have a separate sandbox park on the side, so that I can have one that I'm doing fully modular building, but the one we're going to start today, I am going to do no modular building at all, apart from foliage and rocks and that sort of thing. All of the buildings and stuff, there will be no modular building at all. So we're just going to download people's stuff off the workshop, just use the prefabs, just build Jurassic World Evolution 2 style, basically. But, and obviously you can give me suggestions of buildings you think I should take from the workshop and put into the build. Yeah, and we'll just build Evolution 2 style. Hello, Aggressive Bottom 19. Hello, how are you doing? I remember you from Evo's stream. Yeah, decorating the park, we'll use prefabs as well as modular building stuff off the thing. But the first thing that we need to decide is where we're going to build. No island generator maps for this one. I want to build on one of the pre-existing maps. So let's have some, what do people think? Which map should I go for? And let's make this easy. None of the legacy maps. So we're not going to build on any of the returning maps. We're only going to build on one of the new campaign maps. China, says King Giga. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, it's just, we appreciate it when people like try to help us get people to stick to the rules, but it can also sometimes cause arguments. So we just like, we appreciate the help, but just leave it to us. Mediterranean suggests that would be San Humbertus Island, Clark County, which is the Vegas map. I'll be honest, I'm not a massive fan of the Vegas map. I mean, I would have gone for maybe Kauai or the Lockwood Estate map. It's a bit small. I think we'll go for because I'm not going to build with a particular theme in mind either. I'm just going to build. Let's go with the Sichuan Basin. We are going to build in creative mode. We are going to build with Jurassic World's... No, we're going to build with Jurassic Park staff and guests. No egg failures, no disease, injuries off. Dinosaurs will starve if we don't supply them food. I do like having at least something like that. Dinosaurs don't dehydrate off. Dinosaur lifespan unlimited. Juvenile dinosaur maturity Setting this to off will mean that juvenile dinosaurs will not grow up. Okay, so we'll keep the juvenile dinosaurs as juveniles. I'm not going to build with China. Like I say, King Giga, I'm not going to build with a particular theme in mind. And I have already downloaded a bunch of stuff I want to use from somebody. Dinosaur status checks off. Unlimited feed reserves on. Off. Off. Comfort off. Combat normal. Herbivores can have fights. Yes. Disabled. Enabled. Enabled. All like. Always succeed. Okay. There are so many more settings now than there ever used to be. You know, I will keep the marketplace on, just because it might be a little fun sort of thing we can have in there. Yeah, this can all be as is. And we'll put it in calm events, we'll put it at daytime. Normal sandbox style and color grading. Color grading. Oh, I accidentally hit the right mouse button. God damn it. Yeah, color grading we'll keep on China, but we may change the color grading we go for. But yeah, so the aim is for this park we're not going to have a particular theme, or rather we kind of are, because there is someone I've been watching on Facebook who's been building a whole themed set of pieces, and I want to use his stuff in this build. So for this particular build, this is not China. This is Norway. Let's just put it like that. And okay, so I want to get the color grading first, because I really hate how this looks right now. So I want something that looks cold. So Montana is going to make it look Nevada. Nevada makes it look yellow. Ooh, good no. Maybe Japan? Oh, no. Like, the color gradings are really, like, all over the place sometimes. Malta. There isn't one that kind of looks, like, cold. Like, all these look kind of too warm and sort of... What's default look like? Like default, I think default, we'll stick to default. Right, so. What, always the first thing I do when I have a look at a park or a map is I look at what natural features are kind of present on the map, and I decide what ones I kind of want to keep. So this area here, we've got a lovely waterfall, natural little pond, and a natural sort of little area here. I want to keep this. This is a nice environmental feature. These guys, I mean, we've got a little waterfall here, obviously, as well. And a little bit of one here. What's actually... Oh, wow. Okay. So... This lake actually in the middle. I want to keep the lake. I think that's quite an obvious thing to keep. I think we'll keep the lake. And I'm kind of almost tempted to say we'll keep the weird divide that's between these two land masses over here. Yeah. Okay, so entrance-wise, I'm thinking this. I think let's have the entrance on this coastline over here. That is what I think we do. $400,000 worth of terrain modification. Is it too early to be asking for species? Yeah, yes. For the moment, we'll keep that. Keep those for the moment because I always want to start with a good entrance. Oh, I see. That's actually kind of higher than. Okay, so this is all taller than this lower level, which is fine. Let's get some good building foundations down. So it's actually higher at this end. Oh, we got some snow coming in. So that's kind of a little bit ugly. Let's just smooth that out. How big do you want the park to be? Well, my parks are never like overflowing with dinosaurs. I tend to try to keep my actual numbers relatively low. Okay, so the building set that I've been watching being built is by somebody on what the devil? Did he not make an arrival point? Hang on a minute. I thought he did make an arrival point. So it's this guy, Jim of the North, who's been building stuff, and I've been really liking what he's been doing. Oh, he doesn't have an arrival. Yes, he does. So why is it not showing up? Is it one of these? Yeah, it's one of these ones. Look at that! Hang on, let's put it down somewhere. Let's go with that actually. That's a straight line. How pretty is that? Like, I really like these little... These are really pretty here. And I love... Look, he's got the little arrows. Like, crowd control and... this I love as well. This sloping foliage-covered roof. It's really cool. I really love this type of build. So we're gonna use his buildings where we can. What sort of paving shall we use? I do quite like this type. I kind of want to change the color of the... Maybe that one? You know, they've given us all these wonderful path types, but sometimes I feel like we now have too much of a choice. It's like really difficult sometimes to like think about, oh, now you know, what color of... Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. I'm thinking I do want to make sure we can decorate the front of this, so we're going to also... Yeah. We need to sort of... I need to think about what sort of... how I want this entrance to look, actually. I kind of want a perimeter wall. I know I've got some wall pieces in here somewhere. You start downloading one or two options off of the workshop, and it very quickly, your workshop folder just becomes an absolute mess. That's a little bit too... I want like a reasonable piece to serve as a kind of... That's a bit large. Okay, so we might have to go looking for a reasonable wall section, but what I want to do is kind of wall off... Where is snow texture? I probably want to wall off maybe from there to kind of here. And this will just be our big, our entrance area. And then the park will start proper out here. Mape and Spicomelissa are the top of your most wanted species. I see Mape appearing a lot. I'm curious as to why. And that's not me being like, why do people want this? It's more of like, what is it about Mape that has gotten people like so eager to have it added? It doesn't look straight. I didn't think it was. I really do detest it when the terrain sometimes doesn't flatten correctly. And you end up with surfaces that are just slightly off. There we go. Okay, so this will be like, this is where the entrance will be. This area here. That's where the gates will be, as it were. It's a mega raptor, but big. I suppose that's reason enough to have it. I think I do also want to put down some of his other buildings, even though we don't need them here. Just because I would quite like to have them here, just to sort of fill in the space a bit. So let's maybe not that one. Let's do. Oh, I love this. Is so that's adorable. This cute little. Okay, we'll definitely have this guy. Let's have him like here. How sweet is that? He's got the little shed there and the little covered maintenance workers. That's adorable. What for workers? We'll just have like a white path or a brown path, I think. This will be our maintenance road color, as it were. And I think what we'll do is we'll have it, we'll give them their own, like, exit through the wall as well. Ah, the snapping in this game can be a little annoying. So that'll be the little maintenance road, and then we'll just have night normal, the normal path meeting the two. We'll be using this one. Love this style. Hello, Melissa Luna. How are you doing? You're having a cookie what? A cookie party? What is a cookie party? I mean, I'm sure it is probably what it sounds like, but I hope they make the tiger biome not look like crap when it wasn't raining. I think we would all hope for such thing. That fits so perfectly in there. So I love the fact that his staff center, he's kind of done what I've gone for and had like a little area outside for the staff to sit and just relax. I love this though, this like archway through to the parking. I really love this style. I think I might have to do a workshop video just on his, Jim of the North's stuff, because I really, really like this. building set that he's making. Oh, copy path style. Ah, so that's how it works. Oh, it's a cookie decorating party. I see. That still sounds pretty fucking dope, though. God, I had such a shitty childhood, you would not believe. I never got invited to cookie decorating parties. That's... I want to fill that little gap in. There we go. It's just a really cute building style, I feel. Like, has he got, Oh, look at that. Oh, I really like that with the pillars there. Oh, see, this guy, he knows his stuff. He's got some really cool architectural style going on here. I don't think this one will have here. I think this one will have further into the park, actually. And, this... Yeah, we'll have this one somewhere else in the park, so I don't want to use them all over here. Oh wow, look, he's got a see-through bridge going on here. How posh is that? No, I think what we actually need down here is maybe something aimed at the guests. Maybe also like a Hyperloop station. So I'm thinking... have we got any nice Hyperloop stations here? That's kind of... It's like not too far away from this sort of style. Nor is that, actually. Oh my lord, what is this? Oh my... It's like Trump Tower. Oh, that was only page 1 of 36. Oh my lord. Okay. Oh, hang on. That's quite nice. But it doesn't really go with the style we're using. I want to find something that would fit. That might, you know, I'd have to do a bit of modification to that. Did I say Trump Tower? Yeah, I mean, it was bright fluorescent orange. This is... a hyperloop that someone's made into a shop. That's... oh my word. That is huge. And that's kind of neat, tidy. Kind of, it's a bit small. I like that though. How do I... oh. I'm not going to use that one, but I do like that one. So I will keep that. But I do want to find oh, that's... oh, that's... I kind of like that. It looks like a bunker, but I kind of dig that. But again, it's only got the one, the small door. Like, I want it to actually look like it's going to be a public hyperloop building. That's more like it. Okay, so far that's the winning. So far that's the winning option. So I'm going to put that one down. But we'll go and see if we can find... what we'll do, we'll give it like up to page 10, and if we can't find one that's better than that, we'll stick to that. Oh wow, look at that. That's one heck of an entrance. You're doing like a basilica build. Oh, that's kind of cute. It's a bit lacking in detail though. What have we got here? Oh. Oh, that would really go well with the theme. Oh. Oh. Okay, which one do we think suits? Because looking at the rest of the build, like the one on the left or the one on the right? Because I'm actually really torn about that one. Blue. So the one on the right, leaning to the right. Chad says the one on the left. One on the left. Okay, we'll put that one down as well. we'll decide which one we pick. Like I say, we'll get to page 10 and then we'll make a decision. None Oh, that's a really interesting artistic style. It's like a fusion of Italian and like Japan/China. That's a really unique style. Very tiny but functional. Oh wow, look at that. That's like a perfect facility build one. None on that page. What's this? Oh, that's kind of cute. It would kind of go with the style, but I think the two we've got are better. Oh, that I assume it was supposed to look like that. Looks more like a shed, doesn't it, than a Hyperloop station? What's this? Oh wow, that is hyper modern. I don't dislike that one either. Okay, we'll put that one down. I've just realized that this stream has basically kind of become like what Evo's doing. But like I'm trying to find one I actually want to use. Is there any others in... Oh, whoa. That is huge. Not quite. Interesting. Again, that's a nice little small one. Oh, that's a very... That's an interesting style. I don't think that's as good as the one we've already got, personally. Oh, I like the little din Hyperloop. That's very cute. Little log cabin. Italian Renaissance building, abandoned Biosyn one, natural entry one. Okay, so that was 10 pages worth, and we got 3. So, which one? So if I number them, so this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So, Ego says middle. Shall I do a poll? I don't really think we have enough people watching to warrant a poll. We've only got apparently 7 people concurrently. The blue one, which I'm guessing is this one. I mean, I do really like all of them. I will probably use all of them in the park. I'm just thinking for the one we have at the entrance. Like, I do really like the style of this one. I mean, it even has a fake interior. That's very cool. Okay. I think we're going to stick with the first one we built, but I am going to keep those ones for future use. Don't worry. Like I say, I'll keep them for future roofs, so we might use the Canadian-style one in a different area of the build. Okay, so what else do we think it would be good to have at the entrance? I mean, I would say probably you want some trees. But environmental stuff is usually the last thing I do. I usually like to make sure that I get the sort of gist of the place. Okay, let's leave it at that for now. So, if I'm going to keep... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this area as flat terrain. But I'm thinking this water here, I want to make use of this bit for an enclosure. And I'm thinking also, let's have an enclosure... Let's use beach. Let's just draw it out. So I'm thinking an enclosure that's kind of here-ish. And then one that's kind of here. And then we have all this for guests and buildings and that sort of thing. New Deinonychus, says Chad. Dinocaris, says Corey. The orange Dinocaris. I mean, I think Dinocaris would certainly suit. And we could make use of this for the Dinocaris. So let's go. Let's do this enclosure first. Let's do this small one first. And I think what I want to do is I do want to make this one lower. So how low do we want it to go, I suppose? I think that's fine. Hipsy is the disappointing child of the DLC. That's so cruel, but really true. Like I can't. In a way, I kind of feel sorry for Hipsy, because if it had come in any other time, I think everyone would be fine. But it's because it's come as part of that wetlands pack, and everyone's like, we wanted a croc. This isn't a croc. And I kind of feel sorry for it in that regards. Okay, so that is going to be our, like, first enclosure. But I do also want to kind of think about realism-ish. Well, actually, do we want to give a damn about realism? Maybe not for this. For this build, we won't think about the back scenes. So for this build, we'll just build like Evolution 2 without really thinking too heavily about it. Do you want a waterfall in here? I think I do want a waterfall in here somewhere, and I think what we're gonna do is, so you can see we've got this water here, So one thing I think is really useful to do, especially on maps with water that's already there, connect all the water up. Because then you kind of have like a natural flow of water through your park. And that can, you know, really lead to some interesting little ideas for building. Wow, that is kind of more of a, that's more waterfall than I wanted. Ag. Kind of wanted to separate the waterfalls a little bit out there. Yeah, that's a little nicer. It's not quite so steep. I like that. I like that. Lurdiosaurus should have been in the DLC instead of Hipsy. I mean, I think there's a lot of dinosaurs that everyone would say it should have been this rather than that. I mean, oddly enough, me and I can talk to you guys about this. So, me and Evo today did our recording for our first podcast, or rather, her first podcast, and my first sort of collab video with her. We recorded that today, so. I mean, she was hoping to have it done tomorrow, but I suspect it probably won't be because just how long it may take to work on it. But I'm going to aim to have it out tomorrow as well. Obviously, watch it wherever you guys like. Neither me nor Evo have gone into this like going after the views, as it were. So it doesn't really matter to either. Well, it doesn't matter to me or probably to her where you watch it. But yeah, that will be live tomorrow. What map am I on, Corey? This is the China map. Or the Sichuan Basin map, but for this particular build, we're pretending to be in Norway. I mean, we could go one better and say we're actually in Svalbard. Okay, let's put in some rocks over here as well. I do want to kind of vary it up on the old rock front, just so we don't use the same ones over and over. I do really like this particular, whatever it's called, Dynamic Rock Cliffs 3. It's one of my most used rocks, just because I think it's very useful. Like, it's not too big, it's quite long, and it is, as it says, dynamic, so you get quite a nice effect with it. Okay, this end... I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment here, so bear with me, because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this rock brush... Okay, what I was going to say is, this rock brush never works as well as it did in the trailer footage. And then the first time I use it on stream, today, it does exactly what it's supposed to. And creates this nice, perfect rocky wall. You know, I'm just going to accept that on this occasion it's working the way I want it to, and not tempt fate. So something I want to do over in this corner is I will want to create like a shelter. So I'm going to use the rocky wastes up to kind of there. That's going to be like the shelter. If I just like mark that off. So this is shelter. And then the rest of this, I'm thinking we will maybe put some natural rock there. Dude. You know, all of a sudden, I am starting to get a bit of my mojo back with this game. It is strange. The minute you decide I'm not going to modular build anything, everything feels so less pressurized. I'm actually really happy with how that has turned out. Hello, Rob Earth. And tonight we are making a start on my I'm not going to do anything with modular building park. Because I've decided that while I really like my DIN facility build so far, the pressure of having to build everything in modular building is crazy. So I want this park to be a kind of a palette cleanser, you know. Do I remember Winston Bay? I do. In fact, I have decided. So I still have Evolution 2 installed. I haven't touched Evolution 2 at all. So I have decided that perhaps in the new year at some point, going back to Winston Bay and just doing that tour around it. Because I really was liking with how that map turned out. I frankly do not care much for modular building as a console player. I mean, it's funny you should say that, Professor Rugups, because me and Eva were actually talking about this in the street, in our podcast chat today. And I actually said to her, like, I will spoil this bit for you guys. I said to her, this is probably one of the hottest takes I've ever stated. But I actually think modular building is a really bad game mechanic in general. Not just in Evolution 3, but as a general game mechanic, I think is a very bad one. And she was like, oh, that's a really hot take. I was like, yeah. So I think at some point we might have another conversation and about that, so I can explain what I mean. But yeah, Professor Rogops, I 100% get where you're coming from with that. Okay, so what my feeling is, what I kind of want to do is find... I kind of want this to be like a moat. Or like a concrete wall. Shall we see if we can find... if I just type in moat... Also, actually, also, can I just say, just for the record, it's probably no one here, but if I find out who did what that person did on Evo's stream today, they will be banned so fast their head will spin. Let's have a look. These are all a bit severe. You know, it's only going to have a little dino in it. Tour track and moat. Wow, there's only 3 pages. That's actually... Ooh, I kind of like that. That would kind of work. Ooh. I love the idea, but it's a bit wavy. I want something that's a little straighter than that. That's really that's a really interesting build. Wow, okay, so moats are not a common... I think we'll go with this one. I'll give it an upvote since I'm downloading it. Sean Universe. Okay. Hello, Basti. Oh, yes, that was what Evo did. And hello, Joshua. How are you doing? I'm going to assume this one will be in blueprints. As general scenery. Yep. Oh, that's actually kind of annoying, because the only place it would really work is, like, here. And, like, maybe there. Oh, it's a really nice... It's just way too... It's just way too, What if we used... What if we used something like that? No, nope, not that one. Not those ones. Too much. I actually think this one might be a better option. Like, if we change the color of the stuff, and then we can just put them down. Put it down, and then we can, like, put a little fence on top, or like a wall on top. Yeah, we'll go with this one. And we'll put one down, and then we'll decide on the others. So let's go. That. We'll still try and put a curve into it. The curve is like there. So we'll still try and put a curve in. I am going to change the color. I think I prefer the dark style. Okay, and we will duplicate and move up. And again. And again. You know what I like about this wall? Is that it is so simple. You know, it's just... it's just a really simple wall. It's not over the top or exaggerated in any way. And it's long. So you don't need a million pieces. I'm sure someone will make a joke about me going on about it being long, and I like long things. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So now what we're going to do is just go along the whole thing and just put the terrain back into it. That's the other thing I like about that wall as well. It's quite thick, so you can hide the terrain behind it relatively easily. There we go. And that was just in case anyone... Oops. Just in case anyone wants to know what one that was. That was... this one. The Arakeen Wall and Wall Tower by SMTH Particular. Based on the stuff from Dune. But I actually think it really works here. Nothing wrong with liking long walls. Look, the best defense is a good fence. Okay. Now, before I put anything in... Okay, so this clearly indicates... nothing can escape here, okay? Which is what we want. I do think I want to do like a little bit of wetland around this water. I think the wetland brush is very useful for kind of softening the edge between water and land. What just happened? What just happened here? Yeah. So, let's have... We are an hour in, and we are getting to dinosaurs. I would like some suggestions on an animal to put in this initial enclosure here. And I am going to give you a few restrictions. It needs to be a herbivore, and I want it to be not exactly massive. I am going to plonk down one of my beloved din hatcheries. We'll put it here for the time being. Bum, 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 bum. Hypsilophodon, says Rugops. Or Lauratitan or Sintar. I think Lauratitan and Sintar are a bit too big for that enclosure. 500 compies is not an option. Stego is also big. Like, look at the size of this enclosure. It's not massive. Let's just use statues for guidelines here. I mean, no, actually, you know, it's bigger than I thought it was. Actually, blimey, this is huge. This is a huge amount of space. Okay, then ignore me. It's more space than I thought there was. Why is this saying no path to arrival point? It's literally connected. Oh, it wasn't connected enough. There we go. Hello, Nicholas. I'm okay. How are you? You know, I would not be against maybe making a Lauratitan our first animal in there. Okay, let's have a look then. What do you... Let's go for a good male skin. So... Actually, let's get rid of that. Let's go with... I really like that blue, actually. And it has a joining, like, female color. So, actually, that blue... I kind of like that blue. That's really decorative. Okay, and then we could go for... You know, it's not the brightest on the crest, but I like how that affects the body color. That's our male, and then our female. I think we'll go with that. So there's our female, there's our male. Shall we launch this? Shall we launch these by... Where is the... Oh, there it is. At some point over Christmas... So I've got like a few projects I want to do over Christmas, modular building wise. One thing I want to do is try to build like a... like a surround for this. So probably out of rocks, so that you can put it in your enclosure without it standing out, if you know what I mean. Because that's just kind of ugly. How many shall we go for? Well, not you, that's for a fact. I think we're gonna go for one male, 2 females. and we will let them. We'll let them breed. We'll let them have one round of breeding, and then that'll be it. I'm also thinking, like, what should we do for the rest of their enclosure? Like, we need to like design the rest of their enclosure. I would quite like. I'm thinking maybe we can do like a little something in the middle. Maybe like a. That is way too much. That is way too much. Do we have a roughening tool? We do have a roughening tool. Look at that. That is not working the way I thought it would. Frontier. Kyodenic made a better roughening tool. I'm sorry, Kyodenic made a better roughening tool than that. Let's give it one more go. Let's make the intensity lower and pull those down. Yeah, my problem with the roughening that this tool creates is it's way too much. It's like it's too tall. Like Kyodenics, they're all it's not like a massively rough area of terrain. What should we do in terms of planting? I quite like the autumnal woodland. Although, for something that was supposedly low intensity, that was actually a lot more intense than I thought it was going to be. Oh, I'll have to think about what food to provide them. I think that looks okay. How was the curry? Oh, I love curry. Curry is basically my favorite food. Release fire airlift. I really do love... I really do this. Out of all of the things I've built in modular building, I think this is the one that I'm like most happy with how it turned out. Kyodenic is the holy grail. He really is. And I know that there's already mods for this game, but I'm going to, you know, stick to what I promised that I would do and only mod after a good few years. I wanna try and not mod anytime soon. Oh no, Isaac Clement.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I've got no microphone from you. I'm sorry. The audio must be broken. I apologize, Isaac. Anyway, ground fiber is what these guys want. Okay. We can do some of that. Oh, they do want a little bit more wetland. So I'm thinking, let's like give them some more wetland kind of over here. Okay, and what I am going to do is, since we're going to build a shelter over this, we'll have the nesting in there. I'm reasonably happy with how this looks. I think it needs a few more rocks in here. Are you going to give them names? Would you like me to give them names? Wandering Rambler, I also detest the fact that they're bipeds, trust me. If so, name the male king. Name the male king. Okay. Then if we're going to name the male king, what are we going to name the females then? Or Lara? That's a bit on the nose, isn't it, Wandering Rambler? That actually, okay. Oh, Lara. And this one. Ducky. Gabby. Actually, I quite like Gabby. Gabba. Alteration. Olena. Oh, Olena. Oh, I like Olena. Okay, we'll go with Olena. Do you think she'll poison the children? Okay. I want to now. I do want this to look a little bit better. I think we need some more rocks around the base of this waterfall. Incidentally, the bottom of a waterfall is called the plunge pool. Is the geographical term for the pool at the base of a waterfall. Sorry. I think we'll also put a few. I don't want one that's it. I really like this. What one is this? Dynamic Rock Slab 1. I really like this one as well. It's just so easy to use for like creating flat riverbanks and stuff. But those Allura Titans are louder than I remember them being. Okay. I want a log. How did... Did they not call them logs? Oh, of course. I bet they're something like fallen tree, right? Yeah. There we go. Of course they are. Is anybody a Formula One fan in here, by the way? Because if so, I have a question. Have a question to ask. You are Berenson. So what did you think of the season as a whole? I'm curious to know what you thought. I haven't had kids, but I am feeling like an old dad with dad belly. Yeah, Red Bull Racing was definitely... Red Bull definitely struggled with their cars this year. I feel really sorry for poor old Yuki Tsunoda. Like, he was forced into that team, and we all knew that the car was just not set up for other drivers. Poor old Yuki has ended up paying the price, just like Lawson before him. I'll be honest, like, I'm glad that Max didn't win, but I do think Max... I don't necessarily think Lando deserved the championship, because he's made so many stupid mistakes, and I just don't think he deserved the final sort of victory. Do we have some mangroves? Hail the mangroves. Yep, I agree. It's probably like actually one of my favorite sort of biomes as well, are like coastal mangrove swamps. I just think they're really kind of pretty in a very like unconventional way. Like the fact that you have all of these like sprawling root systems all over the show. I think that it's surprisingly artistic and decorative. I really like the root system on that particular tree type. Like this one could be like it's almost like an old mangrove, like a long-standing kind of dominant mangrove tree with those roots like that. Like if you just lift it up above the surface a little, you've basically... Oh, we've already got babbies! Okay, let's... Okay, let's get rid of that then, because we have 3 babies, which I think is an appropriate number of babies. They are kind of cute. Me and Evo were talking about this as well today. About the babies. Just, the babies do have the cuteness factor going on for them. What type of tree was I planting? Cedar kapok tree. Swamp cypress, mossy cypress. What not just put a few plants into this wall, because it's looking a little bit bare. Definitely want to put some red trees around just to make this lot less of kind of an outlier. Where are the orange ones? Oh, yeah. Just like 1 or 2 down. A Land Before Time DLC. What would you even put in that? Would you make like all the dinosaurs look deliberately 1980s in aesthetic? I think we need like 1 or 2 rocks elsewhere. I'm wondering if it'll be easier to use the actual rock brush for this. Much easier. Okay, and one last touch for this. And I'm going to do this because I think it's an area that the game needs to look into. That might be a bit... It might be a bit small for a dinosaur. Actually, nah, that's not too small. It's not too small. Give him a little sand bath as well. As a little bit of enrichment. That's another thing I want to work on over Christmas, is to create some enrichment items for them. Fletcher, which is cuter, babies from Prehistoric Kingdom or Jurassic World Evolution 3? Ooh. Probably Jurassic World Evolution 3, I would say. But that makes sense when you think about, in this game, the babies are being used as like a, oh, look how cute the babies are thing. More than in PK, it's just in PK, they're not being used directly as a like by the game because of babies, whereas Evolution 3 was by the game because we have babies. I think that, apart from obviously needing a shelter to be built, which I'm pondering what's going to be the best way of doing that. Probably treat it a bit like a bridge, like build a kind of bridge over the top. From like here to there, and then copy it and just drag it along. Or maybe I should make it out of rock pieces. Like... But do we have, like... That's too... That's not really... cave-worthy. Like, I want a... Like, all these pieces are too... They're too thick. Like, they'd be dummy thick, and I don't want to use a million of these pieces. So, like, I think I'm going to have to manually build the... Is there any that are, like... Even on its side, some of these would be too much. I'll have to have a think about the best way of building the cave roof, as it were. Scaling the rocks down. Yeah, but then, like, you run into the problem of you having to use, like, 1,000,000 of them. And I don't want to use 1,000,000 rock pieces. If I'm going to do it with rocks, I want to use as few as possible. And these are just... like, they'd have to be that high. Looking at quite a few rocks. So yeah, I'll have to think about that. I will probably make it just out of wood and maybe thatch. Oh, but I said I wasn't going to modular build it. Well, no, I said I wasn't going to modular build anything outside the enclosures. For inside the enclosures, I was going to build stuff, or at least modular elements. So that's going to be my defense. I do need to find a nice fence, though, to put up around here. There's a very awkward looking rock surface there. So let's just chuck one of you in just to cover that up. How much time have we got? Not much time before I'm going to pause for D&D. Shall we see if we can find on here a nice fence to go along the top of there? It's a bit plain. A bit small. Oh, these wetland fence pieces, these are cool. That's so cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I want something that's gonna like fit in with our style that we're already using. But I also want it to be... No, the mute. I was, funnily enough, I was talking to Evo about this today as well. This, like, the fact that when the rebirth pack comes out, like, 2 of those animals are going to be completely pointless because they will never ever be used. I don't want the fence to be huge. It's got to be low. But I don't want to have to, like, copy and paste it a million times. I want it to be low. And that's kind of cute. Oh. Oh, I like that. That's a really neat idea. Hang on, this is the fence, isn't it? Oh no, has he built... He's built the fencing himself. Actually, I'm gonna install that one. I'll have a look at it. This is the other problem with the workshop. Like, you go looking for one thing, and it's a big struggle. Because you've got a million possibilities to look through. It seems like there's a big sort of... Like, everyone's built such massive fencing. That might do. I'll have a look at that one. That looks familiar. Like, the idea that you can have a fence that's not, like, super tall and super huge seems to have not caught on. Okay, we'll give one more page. We'll grab that one as well. Okay, let's have a look then. Oh Lord. So I really love these walkways. But it doesn't quite work for what I had in mind for this enclosure. That's too small. Oh my lord. See, this is the problem. People make these fences and then they're so small. I think what I would go for this one is probably this one in the middle. It's gonna need like so many sections of it. How many sections of this I'm going to have to use? Good night, Wanderer. Hope you sleep well. Okay, so we went in by 15 degrees for that one. Oh, I don't like how that's not all lined up properly. It didn't line itself up correctly. Because the wall sections aren't straight that I put down initially. So to get that looking correct, I think I'm going to have to... I might have to build it myself because they weren't... None of these been built on an angle step. Well, this wall wasn't built on an angle step. Oh, that's annoying. So I may have to build the fence that runs alongside myself. Oh well. I'm thinking... I quite like the idea of having something that overlooks the water here. This was so big. No, I want to move. Oh, messed up. Delete those pieces. Oh bugger, I'm gonna be late to D&D. I should just do this one little bit quickly. Actually, that kind of negates the point of that, doesn't it? Really, what we want to do is bring this out more. So have it like there. This is what happens when I get ideas in my head and then I'm like, oh, how do I actually make that work? You can fill that little gap in. Why can't I find a rope? No, I'm going to be late to D&D. I will fix that myself offline. I will just put a rock in that gap, so we've got like a straight line there and a straight line here. But then I think I'm going to have to build the fence along it myself. But yeah, this is we've made more of a start on this park than I normally have on my other sandbox builds. So yeah, I'm definitely going to enjoy building on this. So we're going to save here. We're going to save this as Norway Park. So there we go. Obviously, if you guys find anything on the workshop in the coming weeks, do you think that would look good in the Norway Park, or that could have a space in the Norway Park? do feel free to put codes in the comment section of this stream. Send them to me on Discord, whatever. And I will take a look. Like I say, the video the conversation between me and Evo will be going up tomorrow. Fingers crossed if I can get the editing of it done. And there will be community post announcement next week about how things are going to work over Christmas, because obviously I'm going to be taking a break. We're all going to be taking a break. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday evenings. Stay safe, and good night.